When answering this, like what got you to that place to be able to just know that we want one clear idea? How did you get that to translate into the podcast that somebody else who's listening can make it happen?
So the first thing that I did was I was frustrated with some of those 30-minute episodes where the guest couldn't hold their own for 30. So there was definitely that frustration. And, when you talk about an hour episode, my little heart hurts for you because I don't have an hour. So that was the first thing. But then what really drove home this 10-minute format was I really thought about my audience. The podcast is not about me. It's not for me. It's not what makes me happy. At the end of the day, the podcast is for my audience and secondarily for my guest and helping them look good. Okay. So my audience, I am talking to very busy entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, coaches, consultants who, like me, are juggling lots of balls, who are small business owners and they're doing lots of things. They want to stay on top of marketing. And so instead of making them sit down for half an hour with a notebook, I give them something they can listen to in the car between meetings. I give them something they can listen to while they're waiting for the customer to log in for a Zoom call. Because one of the things I found out in my in my own personal listening behavior was if I got interrupted, as much as I was enjoying the podcast, if I got to my destination, turned off the podcast, I would not necessarily turn it back on when I got going later. And so the 10-minute format just made sense for people who were living that life. Because at that point, and even today, that's definitely my life. I am definitely in my audience, but I am not necessarily exactly my audience. And that's okay. So that's the first question. Before you decide, should I do a 10-minute podcast? Should I do a 30-minute podcast? I would, number one, ask yourself, who's listening? Why are they listening? What do you really want them to get out of it? The podcasts that I object to and are the ones where the hosts are really doing the show for themselves. And so you get 10 minutes of what I would call prattle in the, what'd you do this weekend? Who you did? I don't care. I'm listening because I want the synopsis of my silly reality show. I'm listening because I want to know about that recipe. Whatever it is I'm listening for, I want you to dive into the story of that brand or that marketing campaign or whatever it is. So when I hear that long setup, the first thing that occurs to me is that is a very selfish host. Sorry. So that's the first thing is you really need to focus on who your audience is. What do they want? What do you want them to have as a result? I can listen to a 1-hour interview and not bat an eye if it's somebody I really want to know about. I'll give you an example. He's funny, and I don't know how it would work as a podcast, but I really love David Letterman's My Next Guest. It's on Netflix. It's a special. I think it would work as a podcast. Maybe. I think he relies a little bit on the physical. It might not. But he asks fun questions, good questions, disarming questions. He doesn't ask for your whole life story. He's done his homework and he asks about the highlights. And that's the other thing is that if you want to tighten up your show, you got to do your homework and look at everything the person brings to the table and figure out what are the 3 to 5 things that your audience really needs to know. And I think that makes it a lot easier to capture a lot of content in a short period of time.